I want to talk today about the activity trap. And that's what I consider what many people do and what I did for far, far, far too many years. So what I call the activity trap, that is when you are active, you are doing things. And you might have things you love to do, like hike. I love to hike, always have, done it for years. You might just sort of pop into different classes in a gym or Y or whatever, find a class, or find different videos to watch online, different YouTube videos that you just kind of grab and try, right? So you're active, you're doing things, but there's no structure, there's no plan, and as a consequence, you're always kind of needing to figure out what to do, right? You're always kind of guessing. You're not, you don't know what, you don't set out to work out and know what you're going to do. Every time is kind of its own adventure, which can be fun and stimulating, but also leaves you without structure or consistency. And staying active is not the same thing as staying strong. And the human body is so super intelligent, but it's going to do the following. If we once we're 30, right around 30 is when it starts to happen. The body is actually going to start to function less well. Starting as young as 30, in this odd way, it's true, it's going to start to function less well. In particular, muscles are going to start to lose strength if we don't do anything to counter that. That happens as young as 30. Isn't that crazy? And then as we keep going, bones will start to weaken, right? So kind of the whole system's designed to fail, right? Because we all know we're going to die someday. So the system's kind of designed to fail. And so this kind of process, this slide in that direction starts younger than you'd think. I was shocked when I learned all that. And so as a consequence, just being active doesn't mean that you necessarily are strong and are maintaining muscular strength. And if you're not maintaining muscular strength, then you're also not necessarily maintaining bone density. Those two things go together. It becomes more critical if you're female and you get into perimenopause and menopause, because things happen to estrogen, which also affects your bone health. And men as well can have issues with bone health as they age. Strength is something that requires specific attention and a specific time allocation. And that just is the fact of the matter. You might love cardio, and that's great. Do all the cardio you want to do, but you want to have 2 or 3 times a week when you are strengthening every single muscle in your body, in a structured and progressive way, right? So you don't want to guess what you're going to do every single time, and you don't want to just go, oh, I'm a little concerned about my underarm. I guess I'll just do some tricep skull crushers so I can tighten this particular muscle. No, we want to think about all the muscles, and we want to design a program that strengthens all of those muscles, because you know that old song about the knee joint connected to the hip joint, whatever that song was. Everything is super duper connected, right? When I'm strength training, I want to strengthen my chest and my back muscles and my shoulder muscles, and strengthening all of that helps when I'm going to go and strengthen my core muscles, front and side and back, and then lower down, strengthen my glute muscles and my quadriceps and my hamstrings and my calves, right? The whole system. We want to strengthen the whole system. Now, you can schedule this however you want to schedule this based on how much time you have. So I happen to enjoy doing my entire body all at once, and I do that 3 mornings a week, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. It's super important with the fast twitch muscles like chest and back, for example, biceps, triceps, I didn't mention those specifically, that those muscles need to rest 48 hours before you strength train them again, right? So that's going to be every other day is when you're going to do that. Now, some people don't have that chunk of time available 3 times a week. And if they don't have that chunk of time available 3 times a week, then they might do better off splitting the body into parts so that they've got enough time to do chest and back one day and biceps and triceps the other day, right? And you kind of fit in shoulders, core, legs, fit it in and make a schedule. So many people do a split schedule, and that's fine too. So you hear about body training, sorry, about leg day versus chest day, etc., right? So that's kind of that idea. So there's a lot of flexibility in how you set it up, and the key part is that fitness has to fit your life and not the other way around, right? So you cannot create some sort of ideal schedule that does not fit your calendar, that does not fit your life. You want to design something that fits your life, right? And I had trouble with this for years because I'm a workaholic and I accept 1 million clients a day, and I was running from person to person to person and just not leaving time for myself. That was my story for a long time. But now I found when in my calendar it works, when I'm not inclined to schedule anything else. And so for me, it's 7 a.m., Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. That works for me. The dog has gotten walked. I've had coffee with mom, dog's gotten walked, and then I get to work out. I pay attention to myself for at least 40 minutes, usually 40 minutes to an hour, before I get done with everything. And I love it, and it's working so well for me now, and I just so value the consistency now because I don't have to think about it, I don't have to plan anything, I don't have to guess. I know what I'm doing and where I'm doing it right here, and it happens. So that's kind of what you want to do. Find out when it's going to work in your life, the best time for you in your life, and plot that in. Now, I design a program and I work the same program for 4 weeks. That's works for me. I kind of design something, do that for 4 weeks, kind of build, progress, building, adding more weight and more work as I go for 4 weeks. And then at the end of that 4 weeks, I just reevaluate everything and redesign for the next 4 weeks. I'll do different things at different times. I'll be more Navy SEAL heavy during 1 month period. I can AMRAP another month period. AMRAP is when you have a set of exercises and you've got 7 minutes and you repeat those exercises in those 7 minutes. It's fun. So, and the other question is home or gym or outside, right? So I now like to work at home, happy to work at home. I've got the stuff I need. You can just have resistance bands, you can have some weights, whatever you need. It's nice to do it at home, but you might love a gym, and it's the easiest to kind of add strength as you need to build to higher volumes of weight, because they have all that at the gym, so that can be really easy to do at a gym. And then also there's ways to do, kind of have more of a body weight oriented program. I've got a mix of that a little bit, but you can have a body weight oriented program outside. There's all kinds of ways of structuring something that's going to work for you. Now, I'm really principally in this video talking about strength and strength training. I do cardio as well, but I'll say I had the bias too of thinking that if I wanted to lose weight, I needed to do cardio. What I have learned, what my body has taught me, is that strength training is the best weight loss program I've been on ever. My metabolism is boosted by all the work that I do. My muscles, after I've worked, they're still burning calories after I work, and I weigh what I weighed when I was 30, and I would argue my abs are better even than when I was 30, and my core strength just rock solid, and that's strength training, right? I do cardio. I walk the dog a lot, and I row, and I actually do a little row after my strength training. I have got this row sequence that I do that I'm really enjoying, kind of three speed levels that I do for about 15 minutes after I strength train. Lots of fun. And I hike a lot, I'll row longer. I can do a 30-minute row or a longer row any other time during the week. So lots of cardio also mixes in, and that's really key too. And things that get you out and get you out into nature, all good. So here's my long chat about mostly emphasizing the importance of strength training. I find too many people aren't doing it. Lots of people, I'll ask them if they're doing it and they'll start saying, I'm thinking about starting, and it's hard to get started, right? And that is something I do and can help with. So if you need some help, you reach out to me and we can communicate and develop a structured progressive plan that will work for you. Thanks for listening.